Our next speaker is Kees-Jan Avis, Managing Director at Corporate Compliance Service Provider, the EM Group. Welcome, Kees-Jan. How are you?
I'm fine, Willem. Thanks for having me today.
Absolute pleasure. Once again, I would like to ask our viewers to participate in a brief audience poll that has to do with the topic of Kees-Jan's business. In order to do so, please scan the QR code on the left side of the screen or go to slido.com and enter the event code GIH. I hope we can get some participation going. The poll question here is, do you have an existing relationship with a bank that is allowed to operate as a bank in the Netherlands? And we see some questions coming in here. Again, please join us at the Slido app or slido.com in your browser and participate in the question here about the relationship with a bank that is allowed to operate in the Netherlands. Let's give this a few more seconds, and we see the outcome here is quite clear, Kees-Jan. No. We've seen the response of our audience. Tell us, Kees-Jan, why do you think this outcome is the outcome of this question is significant?
Well, it's significant as in relation to the obligation to organize the separation of player funds. There are a few options provided by the regulator, and two of these options actually require that you cooperate with a bank that is allowed to operate as a bank in the Netherlands. And in the current banking environment and their risk frameworks they apply, it's virtually impossible to establish a new relationship with such a bank in the Netherlands, or a bank that's allowed to operate in the Netherlands. In addition, there are not many banks, once you have an existing relationship, that they are willing to extend to this part of the organization of the operator. And based on that problem that we established, we have launched a product, which is,
right?
a solution. Yeah, that's a third-party account foundation, which is a separate Dutch foundation via which an operator can organize the full separation of player funds in light of the regulatory obligations that are required. We're proud to say that at least 50% of the current licensed operators already make use of this solution in order to separate their player funds.
Exactly. We also announced this product in the previous webinar, so some of the people may be aware of the product. Kees-Jan, how has your product evolved since it was first developed?
A few items have evolved. First, the product itself, and it has been tried and to a fair extent tested, as it has been used by some of the operators already. And based on some of the limited guidance that was received by the regulator, we have tailored the product a bit further in order to align it fully with what they wish to see as organization to that effect. And at the same time, the product has evolved also from just being a third-party account foundation in order to separate player funds for operators to being supporting the operators in providing all the relevant information in relation to their license application itself. So that's the description of the mechanics. It's the relevant documents they need to provide, but also making use of our network in relation to, for instance, a factual findings report that needs to be included with the license application. So basically, we are fully equipped to support each and every operator in order to make available all the necessary and organize all the necessary for the application itself. And once the application has been filed and a license has been granted, to fully manage the third-party account foundation in order to separate player funds in light of the regulatory obligations.
Yeah. Great, quite interesting, Kees-Jan. Thank you for sharing that with us. We have time for one audience question. Again, please use the Slido app to ask questions. There's the Q&A tab in the Slido app that allows you to do this. Let's see if there's anything in Slido. We have a question here. Why would we need an external supplier to set up a third-party funds foundation? Why an external supplier? Kees-Jan?
In essence, it's not required to have an external supplier in order to facilitate this solution. However, the solution, one of the key elements of the solution is the independence from the foundation and its officers from the operator as such, which in essence is somewhat of an issue, because where do you find the relevant people that can be the officers of the foundation? And it's actually quite a bit of a hassle to first of all set up and subsequently maintain the foundation in light of the regulatory obligation. And we have the experience nowadays that we can make sure that everything is being organized and facilitated for the operator in relation to this solution for separating the player funds. So it's basically off the plate of the operator. As Kester mentioned, we're part of the outsourcing of the operator as such, but we handle every aspect of the third-party account foundation without the operator having to worry about it.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And thank you, Kees-Jan, for answering this question. If you'd like to know more about EAMS Group's solution for separating player funds, you can see here how to contact Kees-Jan. And again, it will also be included in the video that you will be sent shortly. Thank you, Kees-Jan. Have a great day.